वक्रतुंड महाकाय सूर्यकोटि समप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुर्साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः। समस्त जन कल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं तं विद्वरम्। सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा। Sitaram everyone. We will now start what is called Dasha Doha. For half an hour, 10 dohas and the corresponding chaupais. That has been the practice every night. And for those of you who may have your Ramayana, it is 261 to 270. सागरु रघुवर बाहुबलु बरे शंकर चाप जहाजू चढ़ा जो प्रथम ही मोह बस बूढ़ सुकल सकल समाजू। श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम। प्रभु दो चाप कंड महिदारे देखी लोग सब भय सुधारे। कौशिक रूप पयो निधि पावन प्रेम बारी अवगाहु सुनावन। राम रूप साके सुनिहारी भरत बीची पुल कावली भारी। बाजे नव गह गहे निशाना देव बधूना कही कर गाना। ब्रह्मादिक सुर सिद्ध मुनीसा प्रभु ही प्रसन्न सही देहि असीसा। बरि सही सुमन संग बहुमाला गावही किन्नर गति रसाला। रही भुवन भरी जय जय वाणी धनुष भंग धुनि चारण जानी। मुदित कहहि जह तह नर नारी भजऊ राम संभारी। बड़ी मांगहु सतगुण बिरधि बदहि मति धीर। करहि निछावरी लोग सब हिय जय धन मनि धीर। श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय
मृदंग शंख शहनाई बेड़ी बोल धुंधुबी सुहाई बाजही बधु बाजने सुहाए जह तह जुब दिन मंगल गाए सखिन सहित हर श्री अति रानी सुगट धान पराजन पानी जन कलहे सुख सोच बिहाई पैरथ थके श्रीहत भय भूप धनु टूटे जैसे दिवस दीप छवि टूटे सिय सुख ही बर निय कही भांति जनु चात की पाई जलु खाती राम ही लखन बिलोकत जैसे शशि सतानंद तब आय सुदीना सीता मनु राम कीन्हा श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम संग सखी सुंदर चतुर गावही मंगलाचार गवनी बाल मराल गति सुषमा अंग अपार श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम सखिन मध्य सिय सोहती कैसे छविगण मध्य महाछवि जैसे कर सरोज जय माल सुहाई विश्व बजय सुहाई छाई धन संकोच मन परम उछाहू गूढ़ प्रेमी लखी पढ़ई न गाऊ जाई समीप राम छवि देखी रही जनु कुंवरी चित्र अविरेखी चतुर सखी लगी कथा कहाँ बुझाई वही रावण हूँ जयमाल सुहाई सुनत जुगल कर माल उठाई प्रेम भी बस पहिराई न जाई सोहत जनु जुग डाल चनाला शशि सहित देव गावही छवि अवलोकी सहेली सिय जयमाल राम श्री राम जय रघुवर उन जयमाल जनु बिलो की रवि कुंदगन सकुचे सकल भुवा श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम पुर अरु व्योम पुर अरु व्योम बाजने बाजे फल भय मिलन साधु सब राजे सुर किन्नर नर नाग मुनीसा जय 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 कही तेरी असीसा नाचही गावही विबुध बबूती बार बार कुसुमांचल टूटी जह तह बेप्रभेद दुनि करही वंदी मही पाताल नाक जसु व्यापा, राम बरी सिय बजे ऊंचा पा, करही आरती पुर नर नारी, देहि निछावरी बिच बिसारी, सोहती सोहती सिय राम के चोरी, चबि सिंगारु मनहु एक ठोरी, सखी कहही प्रभु पद सीता, करती न चरण परस,
श्री राम जय
राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम। गौतम तिय गति सुरति करी, नर नहीं परसति पग पानी, मन बिघसे रघुवंश मनी, प्रीति अलौकिक हानि, श्री राम
जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय
जय राम। तब सिय देखि भूप अभिलाषे, पूरक पूग मूढ़ मन मागे, उठी उठी पहिरी स्नान अभागे, जह जह गाल बजावन लागे, लघु उराए सिय कहबो, धीर बदेहु कृप बालक दो, तोरे धनुषु चारु नहीं सरई, जीवत हमहि कुंवरी कोवरही, जो विदेहु कछु करे सुभाई, जातहु समर सहत दो भाई, साधु भूप बोले सुनिवानी, राज समाज ही लाज लजाई, बलु प्रताप वीरता बढ़ाई, नाक पिनाक ही संग सिधाई, सोई सूर तकी अब कहु पाही, अब तुही तो विधि महु बिसलाई, श्री श्री राम जय राम,
जय जय राम,
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम, श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय
जय राम जय
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 राम।
राम,
देखहु राम ही नयन बड़ी, तज ईर्षा मधु कोहूं, लखन रोषु पावक प्रबल, जानिल सबल जनि हो, श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय राम,
जय जय राम, श्री
राम
राम
जय राम जय जय रामा, श्री राम जय राम जय जय
राम,
बैनट के बलि जिमि चहता, अरुण नयन भ्रिकुटी कुटिल चितवत निपुण प्रकोप मनहु मट्ट गज मनहु मट्ट गज गन निरखी सिंह किशोर ही रूप श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
कर भरु देखी बिकल पुर नारी सब मिली देही मही पनगारी देही अवसर सुनी शिव धनु भंगा आयहु ब्रिकुल कमल पटंगा देखी महीप सकल सकुचाने बाज जपतन जनु लवालु काने गौर शरीर भूति भल ब्राजा बाल विशाल निपुंड विराजा सिया जटा शशि बदनु सुहावा शिशबला कटक अरुण हुई आवा त्रिकुटी कुटिल नयन त्रिसुताते सहज मुखित वच मनोरि साते वृषभ बंद उर बाहु विशाला चारु जनेऊ माल मृगशाला कटि मुनि बचन कटि मुनि बसन तून बांधे धनुष कर
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
जय जय
जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
शांत बेशु करनी कठिन बरनी न जाय स्वरूप डरी मुनि तनु जनु वीर रसू आयहु जह सब भूप सिया वर रामचंद्र जी की जय
शंकर हरि ओम
जय जय सिया राम श्री राम जय राम
जय जय राम
श्री राम जय
राम जय जय राम
देखत भृगुपति बेशु कराला उठे सकल भय विकल भयाला पितु समेत कही कही निज नामा लगे करन सब दंड प्रणामा जेहि शोभाय चितवहि हितु जानी सो जानहि जनु आई तुफानी जनक बहोरी आई तिरुनावा सिया बोलाई प्रणाम करावा आशीष दीन सखी हर पानी निज समाज लगे गई सयानी विका
विश्वामित्रु मिले
विश्वामित्रु मिले मुनि आई पद सरोज मेले दो राम लखन दशरथ के बेटा राम लखन दशरथ के ढोटा जिन्ह आशीष देखी बल जोटा राम ही चितई रहे सखी लोचन रूप अपार
बार मद मोचन
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम बहुरी बिलो की बेद हसन कहूँ काह अति भीर पूछत जानी अजान जिमी व्यापे कोप शरीर श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
समाचार कई जनक सुनाए जय कारण महीप सब आए सुनत बचन फिर आनत निहोरे देखे चाप पतन में कोरे अति रिस बोले बचन कठोरा कहु जर जन कदनुत के तोरा बेगी देखाऊ मूडन आलू उलटऊ अति डरु उतरु देत नृपुनाहि उतल भूप हर्षे मन माहि सुर मुनि नाग नगर नर नारी सोचहि सकल त्रास उर भारी मन पछितात सिय महतारी विविध अवसवरी बागैयारी भृगुपति कर स्वभाव सुनि सीता अरत निमेष कलप श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा श्री राम जय 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 राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम सभय बिलो के लोग सब जानी जान की भीरू हृदय न हर्ष विषाद कछु बोले श्री रघुवीर श्री राम जय राम जय जय रामा
श्री राम जय राम जय
जय रामा श्री राम जय राम
जय जय
रामा
श्री राम जय
राम जय जय रामा नाथ सुगंधनु नाथ संबोधन मंजनिहारा कोई के एक दास तुम्हारा आय सुकाज कहिय किन मोही
सुन रिसाई बोले मुनि कोई से
सेवक सो जो करे सेवकाई हरि करनी करी यही लड़ाई सुनहु राम जेहि शिव धनु तोरा सहस बाहु सम तो रिपु मोरा सो बिलगाऊ बिहाई समाजा नते मारे जगही सब राजा सुनी मुनि बचन लगन मुस्काने बोले पर सुधरही अपमाने बहुजनु ही थोड़ी लरिकाई कबहु न असिरित कीन गोसाई एहि धनु पर ममता केहि हेतु सुनित साई कह भृगुकुल केतु श्री राम जय राम जय
जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम मंगल भवनय मंगलहारी द्रवयु सो दशरथ अजिर विहारी मंगल रामचंद्र की जय, पवन सुत हनुमान की जय, उमापति महादेव की जय। बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम भजु प्यारे तो सीताराम। सीताराम सीताराम भजु प्यारे तो सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। राम राम राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। राम राम राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। रघुपति राघव राजा राम। राम राम राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। जय रघुपति राघव राजा राम, पतित पावन सीताराम। गुरु ओंकारा जय जय, हर 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 महादेवा। जय गुरु ओंकारा जय जय, सतगुरु ओंकारा। जय गुरु ओंकारा।
मंगल भवन मंगलहारी, द्रवऊ सुदशरथ अजिर बिहारी। श्री राम जय जय राम, मंगल भवन मंगलहारी।
श्री राम जय जय राम,
द्रवऊ दशरथ अजिर बिहारी
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम
मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी मंगल भवन मंगल हारी मंगल भवन अमंगल हारी श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई श्री राम जय राम प्राण जाई वरु बचन न जाई
श्री राम जय राम
मनु सत्संग विवेक न होई
श्री राम जय राम
राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई
राम जय राम
प्राण जाई वरु बचन न जाई श्री राम जय
राम
रघुकुल रीति सदा चली आई
श्री राम जय राम
बड़े भाग मानुष तन पावा श्री राम जय राम सुर दुर्लभ सब ग्रंथ निदावा
श्री राम जय राम
नहीं कली करम न भगति विवेक
श्री राम जय राम
राम नाम अवलंबन एक
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय राम
श्री राम जय राम जय राम
श्री राम जय
राम गजाननं भूतगणाधिसेवितं कपितजम्बो फलसारभक्षणम् मासुतं शोकविनाशकारणम् नमामि विघ्नेश्वर पादपङ्कजम् या कुन्देन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रावृता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेत पद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्कर प्रभृतिभिः देवै सदा वन्दिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेष जाड्यापहा गुरुर्ब्रह्मा गुरुर्विष्णुः गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरः गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्म तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः तस्मै श्री गुरवे नमः लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरम् राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं तं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वा नरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शरणं प्रपद्ये बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 बोलो राम 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 सीता राम 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 राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 राजा राम 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 सीता राम 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 कथा के तेई अधिकारी जिनके सत्संगति अति प्यारी श्री राम
जय जय राम श्री राम जय राम
साधु असाधु सदन सुख सारी सुमिरहि राम वही गनिगारी
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
बिनु सत्संग विवेक न होई राम कृपा बिनु सुलभ न सोई श्री राम
जय राम श्री राम जय राम
बरे भाग्यमानुष तन पावा सुर दुर्लभ सब कंत निगावा
श्री राम जय राम श्री राम जय राम
राम चरण बारिज जब देखो तब निज जन्म फल करी लेखो Chandra ki Jai. Let me welcome all of you to this satsang tonight. We are on this very lengthy yatra, and it is good that all of you can join us. It's good to be here in this divine ashram with all of you wonderful devotees. Jai Shri Ram. Okay, now if you're joining this yatra for the first time tonight, let me just tell you where we are. 261 dohas in Balkand, the first kanda. And what is happening at this point in Ramayana? Bhagwan Shri Ram has just broken the bow. You know, the very famous story. We don't like to break things. Who break the jar? Not me. The first thing everybody will say. We don't like to break things. But this bow represents ignorance, I told you. Tulsidas ji himself has written, and last night we quoted that in the same Ramayana, in several places, he has given different types of symbolism for the bow. You scare yourself. And in 238, just few dohas down, he says, Chapatama bhari. No, I tell you all the meanings of these three words. Chapa means bow. Tama means ignorance. And bhari means tremendous, heavy. Not any simple ignorance. Because simple ignorance means I am ignorant of what is behind this wall. I don't know. That is simple ignorance. Or I don't know your name, or something like that. This is simple ignorance. But to not know that I am Satchidananda, Bharitama. So the chap represents, the bow represents this. Now I am not making up any symbolism, because when that symbolism is not given in the scripture, then we have to figure out what it symbolizes. We'll have to figure out what it symbolizes. But Tulsidas himself was given. You go and check there. 238.1 you will see. Chapatama bhari means the grandsire of ignorance. Like that. So now, I told that because this bow represents ignorance, the symbolism follows very nicely then. Bhagwan Ram is Paramatma. Janaki ji is playing role of Jiva. So even though she is Jagat Janani, he is also playing role of a human being, because Ravan's boon was he could only be killed by a human being or a monkey. So both of them playing roles as human beings. And now she is playing the role of the Jiva, and he is Paramatma. And only when this Bhari Tama, this ghor ajnana, ignorance, is removed, then the Jiva will realize his oneness with Paramatma, Ishvara. This is the idea. So, everything in this universe in which we live is laid out with a process. I mean, you can't be born young and you become old the next day. There is a process, isn't it? Gradually. You can't be born ignorant and you know everything the next day. It doesn't work like that. There's a process. You have to go through slowly. We have to go and learn A for apple, B for bat, C for cat, and D for Scooby-Doo. Like that, slowly, you have to go and learn that thing. Process. So here also, the breaking of ignorance requires a lot of sadhana on our path, all of us, right? And when we have acquired, performed all the sadhanas and all, we'll be able, in the later stages, the most important sadhana is called as Swadhyaya. Swadhyaya means study of the scriptures by ourselves. That time, Guru Neva Shishya. Don't suddenly become like that. Oh, no, there is no Guru, no Shishya, no nothing. No. There is only Satchitananda. You go to your job tomorrow and you start telling everyone. There is no boss, there is no timetable, there is no clocking machine. There is only Satchitananda. They'll say, okay, Satchitananda, go home. You suddenly, start talking like that. That is for realization. Huh? So, the jiva realizes himself when he has gone through all of these sadhanas, he has done all of these studies of scriptures and all of that. In the major part of our journey, 98% of our journey, we need a proper guru, proper preceptor, a guide, a mentor. We need all the scriptures, we need all the various types of sadhana that are given, so many things. Huh? We need. And we need it all the way down to the end. Only, you see, like Gurudev used to give a nice example. That fellow running pole vault in the Olympics, have you seen? They run with a pole like that, and they stick the pole in the ground and use the pole to flip over a bar. Have you seen that thing? So that fellow needs that pole all the way till he reaches over the bar, then he leaves the pole. The highest point, when he gets there, then only you can leave that pole. You can't say, no, I don't want any pole, leave me, I am going. You go under the bar. We need that pole. So that pole is the support. We call it Aadhar. We need that Aadhar, we need that support all the way till the end. When we reach the end, then we let go of everything. Therefore, Bhagavan Shankaracharya is Guru Naiva Shishya and all at that point. Not earlier, Because I'm telling this because many people, they say, no, I don't need any Guru, Guru is a man just like me, so I could, how he has read the scriptures and he knows, and I'll read just so. You try, you'll see. We need some proper teacher. And we do this sadhana through the guidance of this teacher, then we can break that bow of ignorance also, and we will realize our oneness with Paramatma. So this is the symbolism which is happening there, right? But now, even though the bow is broken, there's so many problems now still. Now we'll see that here today. And why is there problem still? Even after the bow is broken, ignorance is removed, because the jiva still has to go through something called as Prarabdha karma. Prarabdha karma means all the karma that I am supposed to go through in this life. See, my whole big storehouse of karma is called as Sanchita karma. What is it called? Sanchita karma. My all karma I have done in countless births. So many births I have taken. Bahuni me vyatitani janmani. Bhagavan tells in Gita. So all those karmas, that is my big storehouse of karma. It is called as Sanchita karma. And for this lifetime, I come with a little package. Like you have $5,000 in the bank, and you take out $1,000 and you're gone to Barbados. But you still have 4,000. I don't know if 1,000 could take you to Barbados. I just given a number. 1,000 might just take you to Port of Spain. Anyway, so from that storehouse of money in the bank, that you take out some and you go on a trip. And when the money is over, then what? You have to come back only. Except if it's COVID and you get stuck there. So, in the same way, from our big storehouse of karma, which is called as Sanchita karma, we take out a package of that karma and come in this body, which all of us are having here now. And when that package of karma is finished, nobody can stop us from going. If that is not finished, nobody can take us also. That package of karma is called a Prarabdha karma. What is it? Prarabdha karma. Now see, even though the jiva has attained jivan mukti, he realized oneness with Ishvara, but this jiva's body, mind and intellect, the equipment still has to go through Prarabdha karma. That is why you see even all great sages and saints and mahatmas and all of them still go through all the things we go through. Because it is the body, mind, intellect which is going through that. Not the self. Not Paramatma. You see? So that Prarabdha karma must go. Bhagavan Sri Ramana Maharshi had cancer on his shoulder. Ram Krishna Paramahamsa had cancer in his throat. Puja Gurudev had heart problem. And you see, every one of them had something because the body has to go through its Prarabdha karma in this lifetime. And this is the last one it has to go through. No more, nothing after that. So, Jivan Mukti doesn't get rid of Prarabdha karma, it gets rid of Sanchita karma, the whole storehouse. That is why now, see, other things are happening here now. So now even though bow is broken, ignorance is removed, now what happens? Sankarachapa Jahaj, this is after 261. Prabhudo Chap Khand Mahi Dare Dekhi Log Sab Bhai Sukhare. When Bhagavan broke the... See, the first response on the breaking of the bow from Tulsidasji's pen is what? The jiva experiences joy. The removal of ignorance is the dawn of joy. And jiva actually is looking for nothing in this universe except joy. See this after 2, 6, 1. Prabhudo chap khand mahidare
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
dekh log sab bhaye sukhare
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Prabhudo chap khand mahidare
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
dekh log sab bhaye sukhare
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram
Jai Raghu Ram
Jaya Raghu Ram
Jai Sita Ram
Jaya Sita Ram
Syamar Ramachandra ki Jai. Prabhu do chapakhand mahi dare. That's also symbolic. So wonderful. All the things add up so well in Upanishads and all. But this is the two pieces of the bow. Bhagavan dropped it on the earth like that. This is the meaning of the first pada. Prabhu do chapakhand. Do chapakhand. Chap means bow and do means two. And khanda means piece. So the two pieces dropped. In other words, when ignorance is destroyed, dvandva, duality also is gone, dropped. Duality. It is this ignorance which makes us experience duality. I feel I am different from you. I am separate from you, unconnected to you, unrelated to you. So there's me and there's you, or me and the rest of the world. That's called dvandva, duality. So in the removal of ignorance, dvandva is also relinquished, dropped. Dekhi log sab bhaye sukhare. And I'm telling you how symbolic all of these lines are. All the people became so happy because the jiva is looking for nothing in this world except happiness. You please remember this. The other way to say that is jiva is looking for his own self because his jiva's own nature is happiness. He's looking for himself only. So the first line after the breaking of the bow, Tulsidaji, right? Saba bhaye sukhare. All became so happy. That is the idea. Now, when the bow is broken and everybody is happy, when people are happy, what they do? Well, dance and sing. What to do? Now you see, you can dance and sing for many reasons, right? But dancing and singing out of enlightenment, out of God realization. There is a different type of dancing and singing. And the other type of dancing and singing is, well, the throwing out of God. You throw out God in September, in February and March and all. Throw out God and pick up some bottle and thing. And that is the other kind of dancing and singing. The two types are there. Yeah. So, after 262, Tulsidas, she describes Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jhanji Mridang Sankh Sahanai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Heri dhol dundubi suhai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Bajahi bahu bajane suhaye.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jahan tah juvati na mangal gaye.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram, Jai Jai Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jai Raghu Rama,
Jaya Raghu Rama.
Jai Sita Rama,
Jai Sita Rama.
Jhanji Mridang Sankh Sahanai, Bheri Dhol Dundubi Suhai. All these are name of instruments only. I don't know which is half of them. Jhanji is, Tasa, when they, that big. What do you call it in Trinidad? Jal, yes. That's Jhanji. Jhanji. Mridang is drum there. Sankh, well, Sankh everybody knows. Just now Swamiji blowing Sankh here. Then Shahnai. That snake charmers, they. Bheri, I don't know, the horn maybe. Cow horn. Dhol, dholak. Dundubi is also drum. Suhai is not an instrument. Suhai means beautiful. They played beautiful instruments also. Played beautifully like that. Bajahi bahu bajane suhai. They went on playing and celebrating. What? The bow got broken. That is why Bhagavan Shankaracharya writes in his Bhaja Govindam, after the merging of his jiva with Ishvara, what is there after that? See, he says, Bhaja Govindam, Bhaja Govindam.
Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam.
Yogar tova, bhogar tova.
Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam.
Sangar tova, sanga vihinaha.
Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam.
Yasya brahmani ramate chittam.
Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam.
Nandati nandatyeva.
Bhaj Govindam, Bhaj Govindam.
Govindam bhaj Muramade.
Govindam bhaj Muramade.
Govindam bhaj Muramade.
Govindam bhaj Muramade.
Krishna Kanaya Lal ki jai. He says, Yogarato va bhogarato va sangarato va sangavihina yasya brahmani ramate chittam. He in whose mind there is only reveling of in Brahman. What that fellow does means the merging of Jiva and Ishvara. Whether he's doing yoga, bhoga, anything. He nandati, reveling only. So all the symbolism is adding up so well. The breaking of the bow, the merging of the Jiva and everything, all of it adds up very well. The Jiva only revels now. Nandati, only dances. That's why you see in all the stories and pictures and all biographies of saints, and you will see them dancing. So that's what is going on here now. But then I told you Prarabdha karma is there. Prarabdha karma is there. That body, mind, intellect has to go through certain types of karma. So as they are dancing and singing and all celebrating and all that kind of thing, that time, one of the Sakhi told to Sita ji, hey, you forget to put on the mala for Ram. Remember, it was not just the breaking of the bow. The breaking of the bow was only a means to something else. Everybody is so happy and joyous and celebrating. So how many chaupais and dohas Tulsidas is way down? The bow is broken so long ago. 263. The bow was broken last night. And still she did not put on the mala. See, this is just before 264. 2-3 lines before 264. Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
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 Chatur Sakhi Lakhi kahan bujai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Parihav jamal suhai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Chatur Sakhi Lakhi kahan bujai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Pahirao jaya mal suhai.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram
Jaya Ram, Jaya Jaya Rama. Chatur Sakhi Lakhi kahan bujhai. Pahiravahu Jayamal Suhai. Put on the mala for him. You would have expected at the moment the bow was broken last night that she would have gone and put the mala. But that is, in the bliss of enlightenment, everything is forgotten actually. Somebody has to tell now. Is it true, you know? Actually, if you really see the stories of Mahatma and all, they don't even think, I should eat, you know. Somebody should say, Swamiji, better eat now. They revel only. Sunata jugal kar mal uthai prema vibasa pahirai na jai. But so immersed in love, Sita ji could not put on that mala for Rama. all the time. She come out from the palace with that mala, We saw a few days back. When Janakji Maharaj sent for her, you read there. In her hands, she came out with the mala. And now the bow is broken. Somebody has to tell also. And now when she goes there, so immersed in love, she could not put on that mala for Bhagavan Ram. So, hata janu juga jalaja sanala sasihi sabhit deta jaimala. Her beautiful hand, lotus hands also, 2 hands there, like lotus is. She came out with that and holding there, and then the Sakhi started singing. Gavahi chabi avaloki saheli. They started singing. Now when they started, actually, when I was reading that line, Tulsidas, she takes time to write everything. Why? When they started singing, then she put the mala. Actually, singing and music relaxes. Right? She was also, everybody was so overwhelmed by the situation. So she was also so overwhelmed by Siya Jaya Mala Ram Ura Meli. She put that mala on the neck of Bhagwan Ram. Raghubara Ura Jai Mala Dekhi Deva Barasinha Barasahi Sumana. And the Devatas, seeing this most auspicious moment in the development of events and all that, they rain down flowers from the sky. The Devatas have an inexhaustible source of flowers in the sky. I told you that, They are always raining down flowers. I don't know where they grow it. Anyway, nice fellows. Sakuche sakala bhual janu bilo ki rabi kumuda gana. What happened there when she put the mala on the neck of Bhagwan Ram? Sakuche sakala bhual. All the other kings who were there now, they all lost hope. Janu bilo ki rabi kumuda gana means to say, just like when the sun rises, all the stars and all they fade. You don't know there's any star there at all when sun rises. Correct or not? So they all lost their hope and they lost their any desire that they had and all that. Now, not only that, the tradition and the ancient tradition is after putting on the mala for Ram, Sita ji is supposed to touch his feet also. And again now Sakhi, hey, touch his feet, touch his feet. Another Sakhi now, touch his feet. See, this is before 2, 6, 5. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, 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 Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Sakhi kahani Prabhu pad gahu Sita, karati na charana paras ati bhita. Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jai Jai Ram. Gautamati agati surati kari, nahi parasati pag pani. मन विहसे रघुवंश मणि, प्रीति अलौकिक जानि सियावर रामचंद्र जी जय शरणम सीताराम, सियावर रामचंद्र जी जय शरणम सीताराम, सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. सखी कही Prabhu pada gahu Sita. Oh, Sita, touch his feet. No. Karati na charana parasa. And Sita said, no, nothing doing. I'm not going to touch his feet. Why? Ati sabhit. Ati bhita. I am scared. You're scared to touch Rama's feet? Yes. Why are you scared? Are Gautama tiya gati surati kari nahi para sati pagapani. You know, Gautam Rishi's wife, her name is Ahalya. That feet touch Ahalya. And Ahalya was in the form of a stone. And that feet touch his stone and turned into a woman. Gautam's wife. There's something strange about those feet. I'm not going to touch that feet. Mana bihaste Raghubantamani. Bhagavan laughed. Bhagavan Ram laughed when he realized Sita ji is scared to touch his feet. By that time, everybody was scared. That's what Kewat will see in Ayodhya camp coming down. Kewat said, no. And I realized it's not your feet. It's the dust from your feet. That dust is a kind of mysterious dust, So I don't want that dust to touch my boat. Because if you could turn a stone into a woman, my boat is hard like a stone, So see, this is the first time now Sita ji scared to touch that feet. And Bhagavan Ram laughed. So, don't worry, she will have many other occasions to touch his feet. Not only touch, but dabana also. To press and rub his feet. Now, I told you, the Prarabdha karma has to take place. Now, what has happened so far? Bhagavan Ram broke the bow. Everybody is celebrating. Sita ji comes and puts that mala, and there is singing and dancing everywhere. Celebration. The whole world is celebrating. The Devatas, all the different realms of Kinnaras and Gandharvas and Apsaras, everybody is celebrating in every loka because of this great big event which has happened. In other words, there's a change in the total outlook of a person with regard to everything upon Jivan Mukti. There's change in the whole universe for him. Everything is seen anew. That is the idea. So the whole world is involved in this celebration, this joy which is going on. But then, now see, this is after 265 right there. Tulsidas describes. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Tab siye dekhi bhoop abhilashe.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Pur kapur moor man makhe. Pahiri damage.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Uthi uthi pahiri sanah abhage.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Jah tah gaal bajawan lage.
Shri Ram
लेहु चराई सिय कह को.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
दरि बांधहु नृप बालक दो.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
थोरे धनुषु चारण नहीं सरई.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
जीवत हमई कुंवरी को बरई.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
श्री राम जय राम जय जय राम. सियावर रामचंद्र की जय. Tabasya dekhi bhupa abhilashe. There were some of those kings there now. Look, see what is going to transpire here now is something which is very common in life, in society, in history, in the world. Please see this. For society, for the social organism to continue and to perpetuate itself, it puts systems into place, it puts rules and regulations into place, and everybody who are members of the social contract strive to protect those rules and regulations and all that, and so the society perpetuates itself, right? Because when you don't protect it, it means you don't follow. Protect means follow. When you don't follow, then what happens? There's a breakdown of rules, laws, regulations, discipline, this, that. Then the whole society crumbles. But there are those who are just bent on, or they are born to do only this type of thing. What? Destroy all the rules, don't follow anything. We say in Trinidad language, mash up everything. There are people who are just born to do that. Any social contract and social rules and all things that we have with one another and all that, we'll mash up everything. Now see here, exactly what was the rule? All of them came there on one rule only. Who break the bow will get to marry. That's the rule now. Sita ji. Now see Tulsidas ji describe. And Tulsidas ji is unapologetic in his description of whatever situation is. And actually we should be like that also. If situation is like that, it is like that. What happens sometimes we try to soften this and soften that and all kind of thing, and we bend backwards, and then you cause other type of destruction. We don't know. But listen to his words. I'll tell his words very bluntly also, very openly. Tabasya dekhi bhupa abhilashe. Those kings who had come there with so much of desire to get this princess. Then, his words. Kur, kapur, moor, mana, makhe. 3 adjectives he used to describe them. One, kur. Kur means cruel. Cruel means cruel. Cruel people. By nature they are cruel. Cruel is the English word, you will know. Next word, kapur. Kapur means degenerate. And moor, extremely foolish. Foolish. They were there also. So such people, what? Uti uti, pahiri, sanaha, abhage, jahatahal, gal, bajavan, lage. Now, get up. They got up fast. Get up. We'll mash up everything here. What mash? See the next one. Lehu charai, si yakahako. Some of you grab Sita ji, we'll kidnap her now. The group of them. So they're saying, one of you grab the princess. Right? Now see, I told you some Prarabdha karma. So Prarabdha karma will go to the end of Ramayana. Sita ji will be imprisoned there in Lanka because of some karma in some previous birth. This is on and on. So Prarabdha karma here also now. Lehu charai si yakahako. Kidnap her. Snatch her. Dariba dahu nipabalakadu and tie up the two princes. Raman, Lakshmana. You grab them and tie them up. Tore dhanush char nahi sarai jivata hamahi kuari kovarai. It means the rule that was laid down, they have no regard, no nothing for those rules. We will make our own rule now. What? Just breaking a bow will get the princess? No, breaking the bow alone cannot get the princess. They're making their rule now. You see? Janakji Maharaj laid down the rule. But they make, no, breaking the bow alone will not get the princess. What? You have to defeat us now. Then you'll get the princess. And who will get the princess until we are alive? Like that. So, these people can now, everybody again, all nirasha, everybody ho gaya. Means to say everybody, all the music and dance and song and everything that was just going on. Now big hullabaloo now. Huh? This group of, what do you call them? Rowdies. Rowdy people. No, rowdy too slight word. Tulsi that degenerate. Kur kapur moor. If anybody call you them three letters, them three words. Kur kapur moor. They rhyme in also. Now, Ranina mohita so just basa siya. Naturally, you will become worried now. The Rani, the mother of Sita ji, and Sita ji herself. Avado vidihi kaha karaniya. Now, what type of Prarabdha karma is this? Vidhi means providence. What has providence brought? Now, Lakshmana, after this thing happened, you know Lakshmana is a firebrand, right? Lakshmana is fiery, Lakshmana got really angry. But because of Bhagwan Ram, Lakshmana could not say anything. This is 267. Arunanayan Brikuti Kutila Chitvatandripana Sako Purama Chitvatandripana Sako Manahumat Gajagana Nirakhi Singh Siya Ram Chandra Ji Jai Sharanam Pavan Sutahanu One of the most exemplary characters in this Ramayana is Lakshmana. You have to study Lakshmana. Lakshmana is more like us. Means Lakshmana is the one who gets angry. Lakshmana is the one who has great amount of emotions and feelings. This is human being. This is Bhagwan is calm. All the time in samatvam, relaxed. All the time measured in his words, measured in his actions. Bhagwan, right? So Bhagwan has no effort to control mind, to control anger, to control actions, to control speech. Bhagwan has to do nothing. He's all the time balanced and in equipoise. But Lakshmana is the one we should emulate. Lakshmana gets so angry to Sita, he says, Arunanaya, his eyes become red. Then, Brikuti Kuttila, his eyebrows arch up. Then, Chittavata Nirpana, Sakop, with anger burning in his heart, he looks at these kings who raised this objection, kidnap Sita ji, this, that, all they were talking. Lakshmana is like that. Now, in that person who gets so red angry, in Trinidad, how we call it? Huh? Blue vex, correct. Who get blue vex, right? And Lakshmana says not a word. That is self-control or not? Usually, 99.99% of the cases, when we get blue vex, something or somebody going to break, isn't it? We get blue vex, we say anything, do anything, pelt everything. Recently, somebody was telling me, pelt something and he break up, I don't know how many things in the house and all that kind of thing. He confessed. I remember some place I was living, and one day I see a baking bowl coming through the window. From the neighbor's side, glass window, the bowl came through, taking it on window, glass, everything. Blue vex. So the idea is, Lakshmana, who has this amount of anger, and all of it is so perfectly controlled. And where the control comes from? The control comes from so much of reverence, so much of love, so much of respect for Bhagwan Ram. He never slips, or he never blurts out like that. Not only that, he can control to such an extent that he can recollect all knowledge. We'll see when we get to Ayodhya Kand, to give Lakshmana Gita also to Guha. Most amazing, all Upanishad knowledge. So he's very much like us, who gets all the emotions, but we have to emulate his control, his mastery over his mind, like that. Manahu mat takaja, like a lion, Tulsidas ji says. Simha kisora, he chup. Ready to pounce on a herd of crazy elephants. These kings there who were making this sort of thing. Huh? But there is somebody there who could quieten down all that noise and pandemonium in a moment. There's somebody else there. Tulsidas now introduces. Very interesting, right? One line down, 2 lines down. Tehi avasar suni seva dhanu bhanga. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Ayau Brigukula Kamal Patanga. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Rama. Dekhi mahip sakal sakuchane. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Baj jhapat janu lawa lukane. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Rama. Jaya Raghu Rama. Jaya Raghu Rama. Jaya Sita Rama. Jaya Sita Rama. Syavar Ramachandra ki jai. Tehi avasar. Now imagine what is going on. Everybody now has become filled with despair, there's despondence there. Because these Ghamandi kings just rose up there and came up with a plan to overthrow all the rules of the Dhanush Yajna and to overthrow everything, and we will make our own rule now. This is the what you call the other side of the pairs of opposite. You see, just as there are people born in the world to build and to construct and to bring progress, there are people born in the world to do the opposite. Now, it would have been a very peaceful society if that was the rule King Janakji Maharaj laid down. Whoever breaks the bow will put the mala, Sita will put the mala on their neck. And the wedding is over and everything will be, there's peace in society. But now, and when that, in the midst of that now, who shows up there? Tehi avasara. Just in the midst of all of that, on that moment, Suni Siva Dhanu Bhanga, hearing that the bow of Lord Shiva had been broken, who showed up? Ayav Bhrigukula Kamala Patanga. The great Parashuram showed up there. Well, these group of gundas who had just stood up there, gunda is a street word for them in India. Gunda. This group of gundas who had just stood up there, then what happened to Dekhi Mahip Sakala Sakuchani, when they saw Parashuram show up there, he said, like a little quail, a quail, a little bird, when you see a hawk is Baj. When he sees a hawk, the little bird, and he fly and hide in some fig patch so fast, you don't know where he's going. All these kings who had just raised their voice there and who had a come up with a plan to kidnap Sita ji and this and all the other things, they all then run and hide when Parashuram showed up. Well, the story of Parashuram is a very long story. I mean, he's now introduced inside the Ramayana here. in this Balkand, way down, two-thirds, more than two-thirds of Balkand finish, 75% finish. So let me tell you a little bit about the story of Parashuram. In the 4th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavan teaches about a natural decadence that is there in the universe. This natural decadence is what is called in English language in science as entropy. Entropy means anything you leave in the world, right? Just pay attention to that. Né? If you make this thing today and you leave it for 20 years, you just leave it there for 20 years, this thing will get better or it will get worse? It wouldn't get better, certainly, isn't it? It is not going to get better. It will get worse. And nobody is touching it, nobody is doing anything to it. You just leave it there. After 20 years, because there's a natural entropy built, means a natural decadence, a deterioration built into the structure of the universe. Nobody has to do anything. You just leave it there, and you leave your house or your temple on what, 20 years? 20 days. You leave the temple, correct or not? When you come back, spider all about. Dust, everything covered. So that natural entropy Bhagavan talks about in Bhagavad Gita, also in the 4th chapter there, that, I gave this knowledge in the beginning, and then to Vivasvan to Manu Chwaku Ityadi, and it's coming down all the way like that. And then after a long period of time, the knowledge got lost. It is going to happen like that, whether you like it or... Bhagavan does not say it's a good thing or bad thing in Gita. He just said, this is what happened. There's a sort of reporting, unbiased reporting of what is there in the universe. After a long period of time, the knowledge gets lost. You know that. Like in Trinidad right now, in all the houses in the old days, in my generation time, everybody could make roti. Knowledge got lost. He stopped the, what do you call? The bread, yes. You stopped the bread. Somebody gone to order roti. One man asked, what kind of roti? He said, BWI roti. He said, where's BWI? He said, plain roti. Caribbean airline roti. Where you want plain roti? So you could go and order it, and I hear now it's selling in the supermarket also, isn't it? You go and order it, or buy it from the freezer. Because the knowledge, gone. You tell one, you go in the school nowadays, and these young children, and you say, you ever see your mother make aloy? You say, what? Aloy? What is aloy? The word even, not only the making of this thing, the word also gone. Anyway, so that's the idea. After a long period of time, knowledge. So Bhagavan says in the Gita, today I am giving it again. फिर से एक बार और मैं तुमको दे रहा हूं, dear Arjuna, I am giving it to you once more. So the idea is, there's a recognition by the Lord that this knowledge will get lost. There is no complaint, there is no nothing. It is lost. That is the way it is. The universe is built like that. Then what? Then give it again. Don't complain. Give it again. The knowledge. No. This natural decadence had set in, and it sets in actually in every sector. So we were just talking about knowledge. In the dissemination of knowledge and the transference of knowledge to subsequent generations and all that, it gets lost. Knowledge. What about other things? What about etiquette and manners and proper behavior and discipline and all the different types of things that people do? Sadhana. Those things get lost or not? They also get lost. Everything gets lost, isn't it? So what had happened? Why I'm telling you all of these things? Because this thing is the most is the central point in this Parashuram story. In Parashuram story, the Kshatriyas, who are charged with the responsibility of maintaining law and order and equity and justice and all the other things in society, protection and all things, such things. This is what Kshatriyas are supposed to do. The Kshatriyas themselves became corrupt. Corrupt to the bone. And Parashuram, who is a Brahmana, when he was born, what is the matter with these Kshatriyas? There is a total decadence in the dharma of Kshatriyas. The earth is suffering because they are not doing what they are supposed to. Parashuram took an axe. That's why I call Parashu. Parashu is an axe. And he said, I'll teach these Kshatriyas a lesson. And he walked the earth, removing every Kshatriya. When any Kshatriya heard that Parashuram is coming, they ran and hid in caves. And after bringing about an appreciation for their dharma, the Kshatriyas realized what they were doing is wrong. They are supposed to do their duty. They are using their position and power and their place and all that only to aggrandize, only to hoard, only to seek their own interest. What about the community? Your duty is to take care of the world. So he taught them a good lesson, and he had more or less now retired by this time. Now, whenever any Kshatriya heard the name Parashuram, now all the kings and princes who had stood up there and they had come up with this plan. When they saw Parashuram, they only saw him for a second. Not because he left, they left. Because they knew. So Parashuram is also the 6th avatar. Or 7th avatar, isn't it? Which avatar? Rama is 7th. 6th. 6th. That is, first Matsya, Kurma, Varaha, Narasimha, Vaman, Parashuram, Ram, Krishna. This is the order. Buddha, and then finally Kalki. So Parashuram is the avatar before. He was still on the earth. Now, I told you in the beginning also that at the same time while Bhagavan Shiva is telling Ramayana to Parvati ji in Kailash, Bhagavan Shiva's Amsh is playing Hanuman ji here. Same time. He's telling Ramayana and he's also in part of the Ramayana. You try that, na? This is Bhagavan Shiva. Now see, Bhagavan Vishnu, Dash Avatar. At the same time he is Parashuram and Ram. Same time. This is Bhagavan's capacity. This is Sarvashaktiman. He is all powerful. He could do. If he cannot do it, that means he is not all powerful. If he cannot be in 2 avatars at the same time, then something Bhagavan cannot do, then how you say he is Sarvashaktiman, all powerful? So 2 avatars simultaneously. Well, Tulsidas ji writes that he knew Dekhi Mahipa Sakala Sakuchana. Before that, Teya Vasara Suni Siva Dhanu Bhanga. Knowing that the Shiva Dhanush was broken, he came there. He knew, Then 268. Just remember that he knew. शांत पेश करनी कठिन बरनी न जाई स्वरूप राम बरनी न धरि मुनि तनु जनु वीर रसु आयऊ जहाँ सब भूप सिया पर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम पवन सुत हनुमान की जय उमापति महादेव की जय बोलो भाई सब संतन की जय सियावर रामचंद्र की जय शरणम धरि मुनि तनु जनु वीर रस आयौ जहाँ सब भूप. There, Parashuram showed up as though the heroic sentiment. Now see, the contrast is there nicely by Tulsidashi. Why I chanted the line is because of this thing. See, the kings and princes who are Kshatriyas, who are supposed to be the very embodiment of the heroic sentiment, right? Kshatriyas who were there. See what they were doing. And in other words, their position and power of being, able-bodied, strong, skilled, and all of that, they're using it instead of protecting law, protecting the social order, they're using it to destroy law and social order and all of that thing. Yeah? They were supposed to be the very embodiment of the heroic sentiment. And there was no such thing. Because a true hero is one who protects society, not one who destroys society. And here now, Parashuram, Tulsidas is the contrast. To them now, he says, Dhari muni tanu janu bir rasa ayav jahab sab bhoop. And here, a muni now taken on the rupa or the form of the bir ras, means vir ras, means the heroic sentiment, and he is now landed in the midst of all of the so-called kings. They were supposed to have been doing that. Now he lands there. Santa Besha Karani Katina. His nature, description by Tulsidaji, Santa Besh, disposition, outlook on the outside, appearance, Shanta, peaceful. But Karaniya Katin, his actions, terrific, terrible. He'll bring fear in the hearts of people. Barina Jai Sarup cannot be described. Now he asks, he knew, but see, Dekhata Brigupati Besha Karala Uthe Sakala Bhaya Bikala Buala. When all the kings who were there, they saw him. They became scared, all of them who were sitting there. But then everybody came and they stood up quickly and they came and they did all pranam and all whatever they were supposed to do. Quickly. Even Vishwamitra ji also came up to meet him. Then Bahuri Biloki Videhasana Kahu Kaha Ati Bhid. He asked now. Parashuram here. Bahuri Biloki Videhasana, looking at Janakji Maharaj. Kahu Kaha Ati Bhid. Why all these people come here? Why all this crowd? Parashuram is asking to Janakji Maharaj. Puchata Jani Ajana Jimmy. So he's asking as though he doesn't know. That is the idea. This is exactly words of Tulsidas ji. Puchata means he's asking. What? Jani Ajana Jimmy. I want to know. As though I don't know. But sages do this also. Avatars also do this. Not any deceit or anything in Parashuram's part. Why it is done? Whenever any person of that standing asks, even though he knows, ask a question for something which he already knows. He wants to know if you know why you are doing it. Because you have to be clear in your mind why you are doing what you are doing. We have to be clear because sometimes we do things that we really don't know why we are doing. So he's asking Janakji Maharaj, why are all these people here? Janakji Maharaj told the whole thing. Samachar kahi Janaka sunaye jahi karana mahip sab aaye. Then when he heard from Janakji Maharaj, Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama,
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama,
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
सुनत बचन फिर अनत निहारे, देखे चाप खंड महिदारे।
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
अतिरस बोले बचन कठोरा, कहु जर जनक धनुष के तोरा।
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
तेग देखाऊ मूर नत धाजु, उलतऊ मही जहल है तब राजू।
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama, Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama.
बेग देखाऊ मूर नत आजू, उलतऊ मही जहल ही तब राजू।
Shri Ram Jai Ram Jaya Jaya Rama,
श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम, श्री राम जय जय राम। सियावर रामचंद्र की जय। सुनत बच्चा, when Janakji Maharaj told exactly why they came and what had happened and this and that, then Sunata Bachchan, hearing the words of Janakji Maharaj, Phiri anatani hare dekhe chap khanda mahida, and seeing the two pieces of the bow on the ground. Two pieces of bow on the ground. Atirisa bole bachan kathora, with great anger now, this Parashuram. Fierce words springing out from his mouth. Kahu jara Janak! Oh, dull-witted Janak! Tell me, Dhanush, kya tora? Who broke this Dhanush? Not me. Begi dekhao, mood. See, just now, Jada he called him. Now he called him mood. This is Parashuram calling Janakji Maharaj. Videha Janakji Maharaj. Mood and Jada and all that. Strong words. Mood means fool. Tell me no, otherwise. Nata. Nata is otherwise. Nata. Two letters only. Two separate letters. Nata. Otherwise. Aju. Today only. Ulatau mahi jahal lahi tavaraju. Wherever your kingdom stretches, I'll turn everything upside down. Tell me now. Who broke this bow? Well, now, Janakji doesn't know what to tell. Janakji Maharaj is quiet. Bhayavilo ke log sabha jani janaki bheer. Everybody became scared now. That pin drop silence. Nobody saying squawk, including Janakji Maharaj. Bhagwan Ram, seeing this whole situation, Tulsidas, she describes. Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram,
Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram, Shri Ram Jai Jai Ram.
Savaya bilo ke log sava, jaan jaan ki bheeru, hridaya na harshu vishad kachu, bole Shri Raghubiru siyavar Ramachandra ji jai sharanam Sita Rama, siyavar Ramachandra ji jai sharanam Sita Rama, siyavar Ramachandra ji jai sharanam Sita Rama. everybody became so scared now because this is Parashuram who had wiped out Kshatriyas from the earth. That was his former karma. Sabaya viloki loga sabha. Everybody, Bhagwan Ram seeing this fear in their heart. Then Janaki Bhiru. Seeing fear in the heart of Janaki now. Bhagwan's response. Bhagwan is the most wonderful, I tell you, the most calm and collected and balanced and equipoised Bhagwan. When you see Bhagwan's action, you realize getting all this, what do you call it, Trinidad, railing up, really doesn't make any sense, really. See Bhagwan, Hridayana Harashu Bishada. I told you now, whenever he's dealing with anything, responding to anything, Bhagwan maintains first balance. Okay. Theek hai, now let us take this thing one step at a time. In his heart, no joy, no sorrow. Balanced. Then, Kachu, Bole Shri Raghubir. And then he speaks. In other words, Janakji is not responding to Bhagwan Ram. Nobody there, Vishwamitraji is not responding to Parashuram. Nobody is responding to Parashuram. Who has to respond? It is young Rama. Young avatar. He responds to Parashuram. And a calm, cool, collected. One lady was asking another lady, hey, I heard you just got a divorce. True? Yeah, true. I heard you got a big sum of money from that divorce. That's true? Yeah, true. How you managed, girl? She said, I was cool, calm, and collected. Huh? Kya baat hai? Collected a big sum. But you have to be cool and calm. Yes. So Bhagwan is like that and he responds to Parashuram. But that response will come tomorrow. Because now this is 270, exactly where we are supposed to stop there today. And Bhagwan is the most appropriate person to respond. When there's some anger going on and this going on, better respond in a cool and calm and collected way. Otherwise, what you'll do, you add fuel to the fire. Though Lakshmana will add some fuel tomorrow, you have to come and listen to that. Lakshmana will add some fuel there. Because you need to see a little flame too, you know. Okay. All right. A very special thank you to all the members of the temple here. It is wonderful to be here and to join with all of you and all the devotees, and so nicely you arranged and decorated and everything to receive us. It's so nice. Thank you very much. As we go about also, not only are we disseminating the teachings from the scriptures and, trying as much as possible to pass on the sanskar and all of that, but we are also discovering many wonderful things. Like how there's nice, wonderful, simple devotion in such places that we have never seen before. So we are discussing, it's a discovery for all of us also. Discovering. Last night also, look, today also, when we go about, there are so many wonderful people who are still taking up very seriously the duty of protecting this culture and transferring the knowledge down to the subsequent generations and all of that. And this is going on everywhere. And if we did not go out, we are totally oblivious of these things, So it's very, very wonderful for us to discover also all of this. So thank you all very much for having us. We had a wonderful time. Okay. I just want to make a few announcements and then we will we'll have the Aarti. Okay. Today's Dasha Dohas were done by Pandit Vishramji. So thank you to Pandit Vishramji for coming and chanting. We are having the Shiv Ganga Yatra on the 27th. We'll go just close by here to Hanumanji at the Dattatreya at 4 in the morning on the 27th of this month. and we'll walk around that Hanumanji there, parikrama, we'll do 108 times, 4 a.m. Those of you who want to come, you're most welcome. It will finish about 10 o'clock or so. It takes that much time. 108 is not just like that. It takes time. Okay. Tomorrow we are at the Palmist Hindu Temple in Londonville. Palmist Hindu Temple, not Palmist? Oh, there's a Palmist there. Okay. Garam Masala is having a Valentine's brunch on 13th of February. There are 2 periods for booking. That is the restaurant and the ashram compound. The first booking is between 9 and 11 a.m. and the next booking is 12 noon to 2 p.m. Valentine's brunch. Go out and have some nice vegetarian khana. Vegetarian khana. Shakahar. Okay. Jalpan extravaganza on the 6th of March. We are having mini food fair at the ashram. We'll come out and have all kind of delectable things to eat on that day. If you can donate any ingredients, please see our bookstall on your way out. There's an ingredients list there. Okay. On Saturdays, we have classes online for children. 2-hour classes. And it will be broken up into 4 half-hour sections. The first half-hour, mantra chanting they'll learn, children. Then stories. Then learn to read Sanskrit. Then bhajans. Children will learn all of these things on Saturdays from 9 to 11, 2-hour sessions. Okay. We would like to call on on Ajodhya Ratan Singh to receive a small token from our side. This token is in 2017-18 for 2 years. I did the whole Ramayana, every line. Now in this 108 night, we cannot do the whole thing, you know. But this has the whole Ramayana. More than 500 hours of talking in a flash drive. So you can share it with members of your temple and all those who are devotees here and all that. You can listen while driving. Hari All right. You will also say a few words before we end? Yeah. Please do.
Hari Om, Ramji Balakari, Sita Ram, Assalamu Alaikum, Bandagi Sahib, and good evening all. I have the honor of presenting the vote of thanks for this afternoon. On behalf of the Divine Mother and our Guru Sri Jyoti Baba and the devotees of the Sri Devi Divine Ashram, I wish to extend our sincere appreciation and gratitude to Swami Prakashananda, spiritual head of the Chinmaya mission. Swamiji, we thank you for gracing us with your presence and for the discourses from the Ramayana. I know each of us is trying in our way to break that bow of ignorance. So thank you for that. Our ashram is proud to be part of this initiative by the Chinmaya mission as it celebrates its 25 years in Trinidad and Tobago through the facilitation of 108 nights of Ramayana satsang throughout the country. To the executives and the devotees of the Chinmaya mission, we express our thanks. I wish you continued success in this initiative and your future initiatives. And thank you for the wonderful bhajans earlier. We really do, and it really did set the atmosphere. To our specially invited guests, sponsors, and the media present, namely Heritage Radio 101.7 FM, IETV, and to the Ravi and Kiran sound system, we say a special thank you. You know, it would be remiss of me if I cannot say a special thank you to the devotees of the Sri Devi Divine Ashram, without whose help and support, we would not have a successful Yajna tonight. Thank you for all those who helped, whether it's in preparation of the bhojan or assisted in any way to make this night a success. We say thank you. To the Divine Almighty, we say thank you, for through you all things are possible. As I close, I'd just like to recite the mantra that is chanted by devotees of our ashram throughout the country for world peace and end of suffering. Om Devi Prapanarati Hare Prasira Prasira Mata Jagato Agasya Prasira Veshwahi Pai Veshwaram Tameshwari Devi Chara Charasya. The meaning is, O Universal Mother, rule of the sentient and insentient universe, remove the agony of all, bless the world with peace and happiness. And this is our wish for our nation and the world. And we close by saying, Om Bhagwanti Sahade Shushtiye Shanti Meho. Om, may all God creation be at peace. Shanti. Thank you.
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की गावत ब्रह्मादिक मुनि नारद वाल्मीकि विज्ञान विशारद सुख सनकादिशेष अरुसारद बरनी पवन सुत कीरति नीकी
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
गावत वेद पुराण अष्टदश छो शास्त्र सब ग्रंथन को रस मुनि जन धन संतन को सर्वस सार अंश सम्मत सबही
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी
गावत संतत शंभु भवानी अरुघत संभव मुनि विज्ञानी व्यास आदि कवि वर्ज बखानी काग भूषुंड गरुड़ के गीती
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
कलिमल हरनि विषय रस की सुभग सिंगार मुक्ति जुबती की दलन रोग भव मूर्यमी की तात मात सब विधि तुलसी की
आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की आरती श्री रामायण जी की कीरति कलित ललित सियपी की
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
श्री राम जय जय राम श्री राम जय जय राम
मंगलम भगवान विष्णु मंगलम गरुड़ध्वजः मंगलम पुंडरीकाक्षं मंगलाय तनो हरिः त्वमेव माता च पिता त्वमेव बन्धुश्च सखा त्वमेव विद्या द्रविणं त्वमेव सर्वं मम देव ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः हरि ओम श्री गुरुभ्यो नमः हरि ओम बोलो सियावर रामचंद्र की जय पवन सुत हनुमान की जय जगदम्बा माता की जय बोले सब संतन की जय श्री सत्य सनातन धर्म की जय नमः पार्वती पतये हर हर महादेव।